What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk Live. I'm coming to you live here from Dallas, Texas, here at Chat Sports Studios, and I am joined once again by the lovely Jeremy Chuggs after he was doing Raiders for last week's live stream during the NFL Draft. Let's go. What's going on, Chuggs?
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, we definitely missed you last week, Chuggs. How the hell are you?
I'm feeling good. Ready to talk some Steelers ball today.
They had a great draft, man.
Oh.
You missed a great live stream last
Steelers
week.
draft.
Is it the best in the NFL?
I didn't know if Sperry was covering the draft or what he was doing in the back room, because the noises that were coming out of there were very questionable. He was definitely happy. But
do not come. Do not come.
Do not. But our first question today, as we let people roll in, this is what we call the build-up portion, because we're building up the audience. We're letting people kind of roll in as we start the show.
Build that foundation.
Will Kenny Pickett have a breakout season in 2023? A sophomore rise or a sophomore slump?
Yeah, that's going to be the big question for the Steelers in 2023, because I think after this year's draft class and what they've done in free agency, like Kenny Pickett, Matt Canada, I mean, the training wheels need to come off now. Like, it needs to, they need to really step up their game next season. And if they do, they're going to be great.
If you need to, call an audible.
Yeah, exactly. You have some what are they called?
Hot routes.
Hot routes, site adjustments. Have some of that stuff in the offense this year, please. Kenny's ready. He's like 25 years old. He can handle it. I mean,
he's 28.
he's pretty old for a second-year quarterback. That's for damn sure.
Steelers dad says yes. DK the Yinzer, yes. Joseph. Ingigneri.
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 Where are you coming to us from, Joseph? I want to know. What is that?
Eric Straub. Here we go.
Oh, my Cassie Voth is in the chat. Going, Chuggs is way better than other producers.
Cassie.
Let's go.
Hey, same thing. Cookie Society, 5 of those greater than signs crumble.
Actually, that carrot cake cookie's pretty darn good. We got Dominic Schrader. Dominic has a question for you here, Chuggs. He says, Raiders draft sucks. What's the reason for Tyree Wilson?
So the reason for the Wilson pick is, I believe in my heart, they liked Jalen Carter more than Tyree Wilson. But if you look at the Raiders' past 5 drafts, they have missed on so many first-round picks. They could not take a chance on drafting somebody who has character issues.
It's a relatively safe pick.
Yes.
Good character guy, big body.
Had some production.
Some pretty darn good production, if I do say so myself. He's going to be a good player.
So,
but, I mean, I know a lot of Raiders fans are upset they didn't take Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, I agree. I just think they went with somebody who they think can be a good player.
Yeah.
And maybe he's not.
They didn't want another Henry Ruggs. They didn't want somebody to be speeding and like kill somebody.
They didn't want somebody who they took a crazy reach on, because usually, Tyree Wilson was going top 10.
Right.
He was going top 10. If the Raiders didn't take him,
he was the betting favorite to go number 2 to the Texans.
If the Raiders didn't take him, I guarantee you the Eagles were going to take him at 10.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't think he falls past the Eagles. So I don't think it's that much of a reach, unlike their other picks like Cleveland Ferrell, which people are referring to Cleveland Ferrell. He was ranked in like the 30s, 40s in that draft.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like a early round 2 pick.
Yeah, Tyree Wilson was a round 1 prospect.
I would absolutely say that. It's a good pick. Safe pick.
They couldn't go with Jalen Carter because of his off-the-field issues, stuff like that. They couldn't take that risk because, like I said, they've had so many busts. They've been busting so much the past couple of years.
And not in the way you want.
Not in the way you want at all.
Not in the way you want. So,
and speaking of that, we've been talking about, obviously Dominic doesn't think the Raiders had the best draft. Which teams do you think had the best drafts this year?
Well, definitely the Steelers.
Steelers are up there.
Like, Mel Kiper Jr. gave the Steelers an average draft grade because they had 7 picks. Like, he didn't give them a good draft grade because they didn't have like 9 or 10 picks. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, every single pick that they had was a value pick. Other than maybe Spencer Anderson in round 7, who's about a round 7 guy, every single pick that they had, like they traded up for a left tackle, a premium position in round 1. Then you get Joey Porter Jr. at the top of round 2. Absolutely incredible. And then, Nick Herbig in round 4. Darnell Washington falling to at number 93.
Burner, Jalen Carter fits the Raiders culture, though.
I mean, it's true.
That might be the problem.
I mean,
and also, I love this comment from Omar and Claude. Pennsylvania won the draft.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point, Omar. I mean, the Eagles. I mean, your Eagles had a great draft, especially on night 1. Carter and Nolan Smith.
They killed it.
I had Nolan Smith as my number 1 ranked edge rusher this year. You got him at 31 or 30 or whatever it was.
I think the Texans killed the draft as well.
Yeah, that was a great move by them to move up and kind of get those 2 cornerstone pieces. I'm a believer in what DeMeco Ryans is doing right now.
I like the Chargers picks a little bit too. They got Quentin Johnston, Deion
Lots
Henley.
of TCU guys.
Yeah.
I don't like the Max Duggan pick. Get him as a UDFA. He stinks, man. And by the way, worst pick of the draft, Green Bay Packers, quarterback Sean Clifford in round 4.
Oh, that pick.
He was one of the worst quarterback prospects I have ever evaluated for the draft. And you're taking him in round 4? What?
That was...
Oh, my, man.
That was head-scratching, to say the least. Like, to put it nicely.
Nobody thought that guy was going to get drafted anywhere.
Nothing against you, Sean Clifford.
A little bit of something against you, Sean Clifford. I mean, I don't know what you did to Brian Gutekunst to have him take you in round 4.
He has the tapes.
I don't think it's ethical. I don't think it's ethical whatsoever.
He has the tapes.
Yes, we have the tapes. That's right. All right, so I want to know this, guys, because this is a very big moment for a lot of Steelers fans out there. Joey Porter is, of course, a Steelers legend. It seems like the football gods just wanted Joey Porter Jr. to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. What's your one-word reaction to describe the Steelers selecting Joey Porter Jr. there at the top of round 2? I want to know that one word. For me, my one word's going to be home. Like, he's home. Like, I mean,
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Cue.
Tell the world I'm coming home.
It's a great song.
Let the rain
wash
away all the pain of yesterday. And know my kingdom mistakes. And not forgiving my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell Omar Khan I'm coming home.
All right, so let's get out some shout-outs here. Let's go. J.J. Mitchell saying awesome. Eric Straub, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, saying amen. Omar's Burner saying ecstatic. Claude Bishop saying nice. Dominic Schrader saying destiny. I like that word right there from your Dominic. Steelers dad says perfection. I think that was about as good of a pick as the Steelers could have had at that pick. I mean, getting somebody that we're going to talk about later, they had as a top 3 cornerback in this year's entire cornerback class, and this was a loaded corner class. Like, they get a top 3 guy on their board at the top of round 2. That's exactly why you trade Chase Claypool to the Chicago Bears, because, I mean, you never know how high that pick is going to be. Very good stuff by Omar Khan. I love the trade ups that he did. I love the trade down that he did there on day 2. Very smart and deliberate draft from Omar Khan. And for a rookie, this was his first time drafting. Okay, he's been the GM for about a year at this point, but Kevin Colbert was still making the picks last year this time. Omar Khan, this is his first time. He did a great job, man. He was fantastic. And he took Joey Porter Jr. there at the top of round 2. And if you want to get a number 24 Joey Porter jersey, because that's the number that he chose. He's going off of his, I think it's his godfather. Ike Taylor wore number 24.
And if we don't have the updated picture. It is updated on the website now, though. It does say 24
yes.
whenever
It's
you click
24
it.
on the website, so you can go chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get your jersey today. Let me tell you guys, this item has been one of the hottest items we have ever had here on the channel. It is going like crazy. There's just a few left, so you got to make sure you go chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get that jersey today. I mean, it's destiny. This guy was born to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I have a feeling he's going to be a Steeler for at least a decade at this point. I think he's going to turn into the number one corner for Mike Tomlin moving forward.
Afton said, I want a Washington jersey myself. Maybe we get a Darnell Washington jersey here on the show.
Maybe when the Joey Porter Jr. jerseys sell out, like they probably will here in the next couple of days, we might get Darnell Washington going here as well. Because I mean, number 80. I mean, I'm a little upset he didn't get number 0. No, Darnell.
Oh.
I'm a little upset he didn't get his college number 0. But
who's wearing 0?
Nobody, because the Roonies don't let anyone take 1 or 0, which is a stupid thing in my opinion. But it's just something that they have that I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. I think Darnell Washington wearing 0 would be sweet, but he's gonna be wearing number 80. It's a good number for a tight end. I can't wait to see him play. He's gonna be. There's a little bit of concern with his knee right now, but I think at number 93, that's a really good value for him.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the upside, man. That guy could be one of the best tight ends, period, in the National Football League. He essentially gives you a 6th lineman in the run game. That's a huge advantage if you're the Steelers. Getting that guy and trading down for him, I mean, good Lord, Omar Khan, you are a freaking genius, man. All right, we're going to be doing a mailbag later on in today's show. It's going to be our 3rd segment, so make sure you stick around to the end of the show. You can use #Steelers or Super Chat to get your questions on today's show. You can talk about the draft. You can ask me about whatever it is that you want. Kenny Pickett, this roster, who's going to start, who's going to make the roster. You can ask me whatever you want about the Steelers. It's coming up here. It's going to be our 3rd segment today. What we're going to have before that, we're going to be going over the latest Steelers news and rumors of the day. So we haven't done a news or rumors segment since the end of the NFL draft, so we need to get to one of those. We're going to get to that today. And then also I'm going to be going over winners and losers on the Pittsburgh Steelers from the NFL draft this year. I've got 5 winners, I believe, and then 2 losers. So you're going to want to stick around for those segments, man. I'm really excited to get things going with y'all. We got 84 people watching, only 19 likes. We got to get those likes up, guys.
Can we get to 23 likes?
Yeah, let's get up to 23 likes, and this is what we're going to do today, guys. If we get 100 likes, Jeremy has the Terry Bradshaw bald cap, and he's going to wear that for the rest of the show. It is hot. It is itchy.
Just how I like it.
Just how he likes it, baby. Okay, so make sure to get those likes in there. It's a free and easy way to help out the show here. Helps push this video out to more fellow Yinzers so we can really get things going today, man.
Oh, we blew past 23. We're at 34 likes.
37 now.
37?
We're getting there, man. Get those likes up.
Oh, we're halfway there.
Oh!
Living on a prayer.
All right,
Let me know in the comments, have you had a walleye fish before?
Okay, yeah, okay. Before we get going here, Jeremy and I have had this conversation. I'm from Minnesota. Okay?
I'm from Texas.
He's from Texas. I'm from Minnesota. And Minnesota, walleye is a fish that is very, very common to eat. And we have it like maybe twice a week. And I moved to Texas, and nobody had heard what a walleye is. Do you guys know what a walleye is?
Never heard of a walleye.
Like, and now he makes fun of me all the time for it.
Getting some walleye.
Have you never had a walleye?
Oh, you betcha.
Oh, you betcha, baby. So Cassie says, not the walleye thing again. Great Lakes area fish. Good. So Dominic knows what a walleye is. That's what I'm talking about, Dominic.
Hey, Eric from North Dakota, Lewis, he said he heard from us from the Bears, from a Bears fan. We appreciate y'all.
Hey,
we
man.
appreciate the support.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Walleye
is a fish. Yes.
I've never heard of a walleye.
I came down here and I asked like 10 people at dinner the other week, do you guys know what a walleye is? And they all like looked at me like I was from like Indonesia or something. Like, what? What's a walleye?
Dude, I thought you were lying.
You thought I was lying about what we eat?
I thought it was like do you like Wendy's?
Oh, it was like I got you. The real ones know with that joke. All right, make sure you click that like button. We got 92 people watching. We're going to dive into these Steelers news and rumors right now. Welcome into Steelers Talk Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. On today's show, I'm going to be breaking down the latest news and rumors surrounding your Pittsburgh Steelers after the 2023 NFL Draft. I can't wait to get things going with y'all today. And if you are excited for Steelers football in 2023, make sure you click that thumbs up icon and like this video. It's a free and easy way to help out the channel. If you're already subscribed and you want to help out the channel today, go ahead, click that thumbs up icon so you can tell the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to other Steelers fans. So a Steelers scout went out and said that Joey Porter Jr. was a top 3 cornerback prospect for them on the Steelers big board this year. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised given the way that he fits with this defense. Steelers scout Merrill, I believe it's Hoge or Hoagie, I don't know, how do you say his last name? This is what he had to say. He was a first-round grade. There was 3 corners that had first-round grades, and those other guys went before Joey, but he was in our top first-round echelon. In a way, we were fortunate if you think of the value. So I think that the top 3 guys on the Steelers' big board this year were Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, and Joey Porter Jr. slots in there at number 3. I think Devin Witherspoon would have been their number 1 guy because he's such a great fit. He's so good in press coverage. He's got great instincts. He plays with a Steeler kind of mentality, and Christian Gonzalez, perfect body type for a number 1 corner, plays with great instincts as well, great hit fluidity as well. But, you know, I think that Deonte Banks deserves to be in that conversation as well. It's certainly possible that they had Gonzalez lower on their board. There were reports that Gonzalez was completely off the Steelers board because of a poor draft visit when he came to Pittsburgh for his top 30 visit. Apparently it didn't go well. So Deonte Banks could actually be the guy above Joey Porter Jr. on their list. And that wouldn't surprise me because Deonte Banks is such a good corner. I think that he's going to be a great player in this league as well. Got drafted by the Giants in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. And, you know, you take a look at the value that the Steelers got here. You get Joey Porter Jr., my number 4 draft target for the Pittsburgh Steelers in round 2. I mean, I think that's absolutely bloody brilliant. You got Devin Witherspoon, who goes in the top 5. He's a great player. And then Christian Gonzalez and Deonte Banks, expected first-round picks. They end up going there. And then Joey Porter Jr., someone I had ranked as a grade 1 type of cornerback. Same thing with the Steelers. They had a round-1 grade on him. He ends up falling to you, and that's absolutely fantastic. But I want to know from you guys in the comments section, who's going to have the better career in the NFL? Will it be Joey Porter Jr. with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Type JPJ if you think it's going to be Joey, or if you think it's going to be Deonte Banks, go ahead and type DB in the comment section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so go ahead, go into the comment section, find that comment that's right there at the top. That's going to be the pinned comment. Go ahead and answer that for me when you get a sec. All right, now, some rookie numbers for the Steelers have been revealed. In fact, all of them for all the draft picks this year. Very exciting times here. We've been wondering what Joey Porter Jr.'s number was going to be. And without further ado, let's reveal them right now. Broderick Jones is going to be wearing number 77. He's actually dedicating that number to the teammate that he lost in a car crash, the Jalen Carter car crash, to be specific, actually. They got Joey Porter Jr. going to be wearing number 24 for his Uncle Ike, is what he likes to call Ike Taylor. Former cornerback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, wore number 24. Now Joey Porter Jr. has that number. Then you got Keeanu Benton wearing number 95. Darnell Washington will not be wearing number 0. It will be number 80. Nick Herbig is going to be number 51. Cory Trice Jr. is going to take the number 27. And then Spencer Anderson is going to take number 74. So who's got the best number? Let me know in the comments section. But for me, guys, I think it's going to be Joey Porter Jr.'s number 24. And if you want to get a 24 Joey Porter jersey with the Pittsburgh Steelers officially licensed, we've got them for you on the Chat Sports website. Go to chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get an officially licensed Steelers Joey Porter Jr. number 24 jersey. We've got the 00 right now because it's pre-order right now, so that's the picture. But it's going to be a number 24 jersey So if you want to get that, I mean, he was born to be a Steeler, man. I think he's going to be a Steeler for a very long time. I think it'll be a very good investment for you. Go to chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get your jersey today. All right, so now, when will Alex Highsmith get that extension? We've been hearing rumors for months, all the way back to when the Steelers were still playing games, that Alex Highsmith was slated to get a deal done this offseason. It still hasn't happened yet, so what gives? Alex Highsmith had a career year last year, really breaking out last year with 14.5 sacks. This guy was an absolute beast. Rushing the passer last year, 5 forced fumbles, 63 total tackles. Now, I will say with Alex Highsmith's game is that, his tackle rate, his missed tackle rate was a little high for my liking. I want to see those missed tackles go down a little bit, specifically someone so close to the football. But that production in pass rush, I mean, you just can't beat that. 14.5, that stuff pays. And it looks like that, it looks, at least to me, that Omar Khan and the Steelers front office wants to get a deal done with Alex at some point during this offseason. So to me, I think the deal's going to get done soon. Now that the draft is over, now that free agency is mostly done, the Steelers might look to add a free agent here or there or something like that. They're going to see how rookie minicamp goes, see how these players do. But eventually, I think a Highsmith deal will get done because you don't want to wait till next year to get this done. You just don't. You're going to end up paying more for Highsmith than you want right now. Of course, the market is going to get reset. There's going to be higher numbers that he's going to want to hit. If you wait a year, I think right now is the time to go ahead and pay him. Now, the real question is, how much does Alex want? Like, if he wants like $25 million per season, if he wants to get paid like a true number 1 edge rusher, I don't think that's what the Steelers want to do. I think they want to pay him like a high-end number 2 guy, and it's looking like Highsmith might not want that, so there's going to be some negotiation that happens there, but I think eventually he wants to be in Pittsburgh. The Steelers want him in Pittsburgh. I think a deal is eventually going to get done for Alex Highsmith and the Steelers this offseason. All right, next topic here on the show. Kenny Pickett was at a Luke Combs concert in Pittsburgh, and he's been drawing some criticism from a lot of Browns and Bengals fans, I might add. Not a whole lot of Steelers fans criticizing for this, but he was drinking beer with Luke Combs on stage. He was shotgunning a beer, and let me just tell you guys, like, there's nothing wrong with this, okay? Kenny Pickett is like 24, 25 years old. He's a young man. He works hard. He does his job. He's a great leader. He's beloved in the locker room. Who cares if he goes to a concert, goes on stage, and shotguns 1 beer? Who gives a rat's you-know-what? This guy is a fantastic leader, a fantastic worker. He does the right things all the time. And, just because he does this one thing doesn't mean that he's a bad quarterback. And yes, I'm talking to you, Browns fans, Ravens fans, Bengals fans. It's like, oh, you don't want your franchise quarterback to be doing this kind of stuff. It's like, it's 1 beer, dude. Like, get a life, dude. Seriously, Pickett is a Yinzer. Through and through. He went to the University of Pittsburgh, man. This guy knows the city. He knows his target audience. And, man, shotgunning a beer with Luke Combs at a concert, that's exactly what Pittsburgh wants out of their quarterback. He's a fun-loving guy. He's still young. I mean, I have absolutely no problem with this whatsoever. And if you do, I think you got to get a life, man. So do you have a problem with Pickett's shotgun at the Luke Combs concert? Let me know in the comment section by typing Y for yes or type N for no. I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section. All right, and then now finally, let's get into some players here that have been invited to the Steelers rookie camp. We went over some undrafted free agents that the Steelers signed right after the 2023 NFL draft. If you want to see that video, you can go ahead. I'm going to link that down in the description and the comments of today's show. This is what the thumbnail looks like, so you can find it more easily here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video like this one. We got a bunch of great stuff coming out here. NFL schedule release is actually coming out here May 11th. We're going to have a special video for you guys. Make sure you click that subscribe button for me right now. Without further ado here, some rookie camp invites for your Pittsburgh Steelers. They're bringing in a punter, Adam Korsak, Rutgers punter. Really think that he's, he won the award for the best punter in the country last year at the University of Rutgers. Really excited to see what he can do in camp. Then Chidi Okeke, I think is how you say it. The offensive tackle played in the XFL this year. Very interesting to see what he will do. Hunter Johnson, a quarterback coming out of Clemson. Toa Toa, I think is how you say that running back's name, out of Nevada. Dwayne Menders, wide receiver. Tyler Tate. Couldn't find a picture of Tyler Tate because he went to Millersville College or University or whatever it is. I think it's like D2 or D3. He didn't have a picture. And you got Tyler Wiltz, linebacker. So do you think any of these guys are going to make the final 53? If I'd have to bet on one of these guys getting an actual shot to make the roster, it's going to be the punter, Adam Korsak. He won the award, like I said, for the best punter in the country last year. Some teams took punters in the NFL draft, like the New England Patriots, and it wasn't this guy. So you're getting one of the best punters to come into the league here in this year's draft class. He was at the Senior Bowl this year. Very excited to see what he can do. Of course, the Steelers have 2 punters on the roster right now, so it'll be interesting to see if this guy gets a real shot to be the Steelers' starting punter next season. So that's going to be it for today's show, guys, and I got a question for you. Are you a real one? Well, if you made it to the end of today's video, that means that you are. So here is the real one checklist for you guys. You got to make sure you like every single video. You got to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, get in those comments, and answer today's questions. And then, of course, you got to watch to the end and follow me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry for more NFL content and analysis. I really do appreciate you guys. That's going to be it for today's show, though, man. I'm going to see you guys later. And as always, here we go, Steelers. All right. First segment in the bag.
Nice.
Now we got, so Chugs, this was Chugs' question here.
It's actually.
And I told him I wasn't going to tell him my answer until the show.
National Paranormal Day. My question to you guys at home, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't.
No?
Well, so it's weird because I'm kind of in between.
Strickfit says yes.
So Strickfit is a big believer in ghosts. Now Webb's World is not.
Forever Nemo, yes.
Draft
Bobby
Cannon
K,
is
yes.
no.
Jack says yes.
Jack Metzinger.
A lot of yeses. Nick says yes.
I'm guessing you're a yes.
I'm an on the fence.
Yeah, I'm on the fence too, man. I don't know.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like there's like it's one of those things where it's like if there's smoke, there's fire. Like there's a lot of ghost stories like around the world, and like it's been documented and all this different stuff.
Daft Cannon, it's all wind.
It's all wind. Daft Cannon. You crack me up. I don't, cause like I don't know, man. So like here's a thought experiment. If ghosts do exist, does that mean just like a select few souls or whatever you want to call it become ghosts?
Anthony Fuller, all hail Anthony, says no.
Oh, King Yinzers in the chat.
He says no.
Welcome in. He says no. I mean, I don't know. If King Yinzer says no, then that might have to be my answer. But it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, that's the question. Like, how do you become a ghost?
Strickfit, have you ever used a Ouija board?
I have not. Have you?
I have not.
I mean, I'm not a 13-year-old girl at a slumber party, so no.
Hey.
No offense to you, Strickfit. I'm sure you've never been to a slumber party in your life.
Or if you have, congrats. Jack, my aunt worked at a hospital, said all the patients and nurses saw a ghost.
Did you see it, though? That's the thing. Like, they could have just all been lying.
Do you think Cassie believes in ghosts?
I don't know. Does she? Cassie, do you believe in ghosts? I'm not sure.
I don't know if my fiance believes in ghosts.
I don't know. I'm
texting her right now.
I think the answer's no. But I don't know. Like, this is a weird question to me, dude. Like, here's the question that I would have. What would you need to do to become a ghost? Does everybody become a ghost?
My fiance said no.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, who decides who becomes a ghost that haunts like a building and who just like moves on to wherever you go? I don't know. That's the thing.
I don't know.
It's like, do they have unfinished business?
All I gotta say,
is there like a demon or something?
All I gotta say is, there's been some doors opened that nobody's touched them.
What do you mean?
Some lights have turned on.
What do you mean?
Lights have been turned on. Nobody touches the light switch. All I know.
Where? The clapper, right? You clap it and you don't touch anything. Well, aside from your hand, but I don't know, dude. I think my answer is no here. I think that because there's so many stories.
Steelers fan said saw a ghost and had a foot tugged on it. Oh, wait.
Demons and ghosts different. Well, hey, man, Jack, you're the expert, dude. I don't know. You're the expert. I don't know anything about this stuff, dude.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. No, he's in a meeting.
Who?
Harry believes in ghosts. I was going to ask him to
Our
come
Bears
in here.
host, Harrison Graham, apparently he's a big believer.
He believes in ghosts.
Has he had a personal experience?
He believes in ghosts and aliens.
Here's the thing about the aliens thing, man. If they wanted to take over our planet, they just would have already done it. They wouldn't be surveilling it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't be so sneaky with it.
All right, we're going to
we got a $10 super chat here.
We're going to get into our segment here, but first,
we got a $10 super chat from Mr. Not Webb's World. And we'll get your super chat up here in just a second here. He says, who is your biggest draft day overdraft? For me, it's between Gibbs and Emmanuel Forbes. And who's your biggest draft day slide? Mine's Darnell Washington or Brian Banch wanted to be a Yinzer. Yes, he did a lot. Here's the thing, though. Lots of players want to be Yinzers. And, you only got 53 spots on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster. That's the unfortunate bit of it. But yeah, now Webb's World, I'm going to be answering this question on today's mailbag. You are pretty much always the first guy on our mailbag, man. So really appreciate that super chat there. If you want to get your question on today's mailbag, make sure to put your question along with hashtag Steelers in the comments section today.
Also,
super chat.
I forgot to put the comment things on in my graphic sheet.
Yeah.
So I really need y'all to use hashtag Steelers and start putting questions in there, because the early ones, I didn't get your hashtag Steelers.
Okay, so if you didn't hear Chugs there, pretty much you didn't have the filter on.
Yeah.
So if you had a question in there from earlier, you need to get it back in there. Use hashtag Steelers and your question or super chat. Right now we're at 62 likes, 79 people watching here. If you haven't liked the video already, go ahead and click that thumbs up icon once we get to 100 likes. Chugs is going to be putting on the Terry Bradshaw bald cap. So make sure you do that so we can get this video out to as many Steelers fans as possible. He's giving you a little tease here. You look like a cone head.
A little tease. You like that? You like that?
I don't
like that.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Wait, did we ever get a yes or no on whether Cassie believes in ghosts?
I didn't see. I'm not sure if she's actually watching anymore because she's visiting her family in Minnesota right now. So
eating walleye.
She might be eating some walleye right now. That's actually a legitimate possibility. All right, we're going to be getting into this next segment here. I'm going to be breaking down 5 winners and 2 losers on the Pittsburgh Steelers following the 2023 NFL Draft. Make sure you get your questions in, hashtag Steelers or Super Chat, to get on our mailbag coming up here in just a second. But Chugs, are you ready to get things going? All right, let's get into segment number 2 here on Steelers Talk Live. Welcome into Steelers Talk Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. On today's show, I'm going to be breaking down 5 winners and 2 losers from your Pittsburgh Steelers following the 2023 NFL Draft. We understand that Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin, and the Steelers had a very, very successful draft weekend. Now it's time to dish out some winners and losers. But before I do that, make sure you share this video on Twitter for a retweet and also a shout out on a future episode here at Steelers Talk. So click the share button that's below this video here on YouTube. Click the Twitter icon. click post to Twitter, and then you have to tag me. This one's the really important part, guys. You got to tag me at Jack_Sperry in your post. I will give you a retweet if you do so, and then the first 10 people to do that are going to get a shout out on a future video here on Steelers Talk. So if you share this video, I'd really, really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into our draft day winners. Number 1, quarterback Kenny Pickett. Now, this one's pretty obvious. When you add a left tackle and a blocking tight end who could also be a really, really good pass catcher for you, Kenny Pickett is going to be pretty darn happy with that. So after adding his future left tackle, Broderick Jones, in the draft, and then, like I said, Darnell Washington, I just think that the protection that he's going to have is fantastic next year. Of course, you got a nice group of wide receivers and running backs. I think the running game is going to be real nice. Everything is in place for Kenny Pickett to prove that he has what it takes to be the franchise quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He should have good protection. He's got good weapons in Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, George Pickens, Allen Robinson. And here's the thing with Kenny Pickett. He showed some really, really great things towards the end of last season. He got better. Apparently, he's added 15 pounds of muscle over the course of the offseason. That is fantastic. Now the question is, can he fix some of the areas of his game that he needs to improve in? Pocket presence, downfield accuracy. He got a lot better with the accuracy down the field as the season went on last year. I'm very excited for Kenny Pickett's future. I think he's got the moxie. I think he's got the clutch factor that you look for in your franchise quarterback. He's a great leader for this locker room. He's a Pittsburgh guy through and through. I can't wait to see him thrive in 2023. So let me know in the comments section. Will Pickett have a breakout season in 2023? Type Y if you think yes, or type N if you think no. Go ahead and find that pinned comment right at the top of the comment section. Answer today's question because there's going to be an ad break that comes up here on this video, guys. It's just the way YouTube works. Take advantage of that time by answering today's question. Number 2 winner of the 2023 NFL Draft for the Steelers, running back Najee Harris. And for some very similar reasons to Kenny Pickett, when you add to this offensive line, the Steelers have been trying to build a power blocking offensive line all offseason. You bring in Isaac Seumalo. You bring in some really nice backup in Nate Herbig. Right, you still have James Daniels and Mason Cole, and now you bring in Broderick Jones to be the left tackle. This group right here can be very, very effective at moving people off the line of scrimmage, which is exactly what you need in a power run game. Because in a power run game, there's no trickery to it whatsoever. Right, in the zone running game, it's a lot different. There's people moving, there's moving parts. The defense has to keep track of everything. In a power run game, it's very much mano a mano. You have to beat your guy. Your offensive line has to be better than your opponent's defensive line. I think with the guys that they have on the roster right now, it is possible to do that, and Najee Harris is going to be the beneficiary of that. Last year's offensive line was not nearly as talented as the one that they have constructed here in the offseason, and he showed some really good things. He was coming off of an injury last year, dealt with that foot injury all throughout last year. He's going to be 100% healthy coming into 2023, and with a revamped offensive line, he should be excellent in my opinion. Then you get to our number 3 winner, Nate Herbig. So even though he's probably going to be a backup for the Steelers in 2023, the Steelers drafted his brother in Nick Herbig out of Wisconsin, an edge rusher. You are bringing in Nate Herbig's brother. That is a huge win for Mr. Nate. Of course, the Herbigs have some great personalities. They're going to be great locker room guys. You're bringing in this family affair here that is absolutely fantastic. I love what Nick brings to the table. I think right away he's going to be a really good outside linebacker, rotational edge rusher piece behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. And then eventually he's going to be able to move to the inside linebacker spot because he is a bit undersized. He's never going to be a 3-down starter at outside linebacker, but he could be at inside linebacker. So I'm very excited. And then Nate Herbig, man, bring in somebody with his personality in, someone that's that good as a power run blocker, as a backup offensive guard. I think that's going to be fantastic for the Pittsburgh Steelers, bringing in yet another family to Steelers Nation. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you never want to miss a thing on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are cultivating and we are providing one of the most interactive communities for Steelers fans here on the platform. We now have over 25,000 Yinzers that are subscribed to the channel. Join them today. I promise you, you won't regret it. Click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss any of our free videos here on YouTube. Winner number 4 here, offensive coordinator Matt Canada. And the reason why he's a winner, and I debated about making him a winner or a loser here. The pressure's on for Matt Canada. He has 0 excuses anymore. Okay, last year he had some excuses. Oh, the offensive line's not good. Oh, you had a rookie quarterback. That's all gone. Okay, Kenny Pickett needs to take that stride in year 2. We've given you a really good offensive line. We've given you Allen Robinson. This offense is ready to go, and especially with how great this defense is going to be next year, the Steelers, in my opinion, need to make the playoffs in 2023 if Matt Canada wants to retain his position. I don't care if the AFC North is really, really talented with the Bengals and Ravens with Lamar Jackson coming back, and then maybe Deshaun Watson's going to be back to his superstar form with Cleveland. I don't care about that. Okay, Matt Canada, it's playoffs or bust for you. You are gone if the Steelers don't make the playoffs in 2023. But at the end of the day, I do think it's a good thing for Matt Canada because you have the talent now. You have no excuses. If you asked an NFL coach, would you rather have lots of talent and lots of expectations or low talent and low expectations? They're going to take those high expectations and high talent every single day of the week. So at the end of the day, Matt Canada is a winner. And finally, here on my list, Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is a huge winner because he just added a bunch of great talent to his football team. I mean, this is the time for Mike Tomlin to really kick things in gear. It's time for him to kind of prove some of his doubters wrong. I know there's quite a few Steelers fans that don't believe in Mike Tomlin, and they think he's an overrated coach. Now is the time for Tomlin to shine with an improved offensive line, with Kenny Pickett going into his second year, a defense that was already really, really good in 2022, getting even better this offseason. This is the time for the Steelers to really ascend to that next level. I think Mike Tomlin, with the way that he gets the most out of players, I think that this team is going to be really, really good in 2023. So now let's get into some losers for the Pittsburgh Steelers in this year's NFL draft. And the first one is quite obvious. You draft Broderick Jones there in the first round. The person that he is replacing is going to be that first loser there, Dan Moore Jr. There's some people in his corner saying that he should be the starting left tackle next year, Big Ben Roethlisberger included on that list. But, however, the Steelers really do prioritize building the trenches, and it's looking like Broderick Jones is going to have that opportunity to start at left tackle. Now, Dan Moore Jr. is going to have his chance to potentially beat him out for the job, but, man, you trade up to take a left tackle in the first round of the NFL draft. He's going to have every opportunity to start. As long as Broderick Jones has a good camp, I expect him to be the left tackle, and Dan Moore Jr. is going to end up being the backup left tackle / swing tackle here for the Steelers. And as far as swing tackles go, Dan Moore Jr., you could do a lot worse than him, man. He is pretty darn good. If something were to happen to Broderick or Chukwuma Okorafor, Dan Moore can step right in. He's played in this league. He is a veteran at this point, and I think that that's a very, very good piece for the Steelers to have moving forward. And then the number 2 loser is the rest of the AFC North, because the Steelers just got a ton better, man. They added so many great talents in this year's NFL draft. It is absolutely crazy. You add a left tackle. I mean, you add a cornerback, a number 1 corner in Joey Porter Jr. You add somebody like a Keeanu Benton that could replace Cam Hayward in that devastating 3-technique role in Mike Tomlin's defense. You got Darnell Washington, one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL from day one, in my opinion, with the receiving upside that his athleticism allows. And also, you got Nick Herbig, so that pass rush is going to be even scarier. Cory Trice Jr. in the 7th round could be a starter for the Steelers moving forward if his health holds up. And, man, I just think that if I'm the Bengals, if I'm the Browns, if I'm the Ravens, I am scared of these Pittsburgh Steelers going into 2023. Kenny Pickett looks like he could be a franchise quarterback. You got some great weapons for him. You got protection for him now. That defense, I think, is going to be top 3 in the NFL next year. I think it's looking very, very nice for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which, of course, is bad news for the rest of the AFC North. So where will the Pittsburgh Steelers be at the end of the season in the AFC North standings at the end of the 2023 season? Will they be first, second, third, or fourth? Give me a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4 in the comment section. Can't wait to see where you guys have the Steelers in the AFC North right now. So let me ask you guys a question. Are you a real one? If you are, if you made it to the end of the video, you are a real one, man. I really do appreciate you stopping by. But before I get going here, make sure that you help out the channel here. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like this video so you tell the algorithm here to push this out to other Steelers fans. Get in the comments section as well. And then follow me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry for more Steelers news and rumors content, channel announcements, all that good stuff, man. I really appreciate you. That's going to be it for today's video. I really appreciate you, Steeler Nation. And then, as always here, right before I go here, if you are a real one, make sure you type real one in all caps here in the comments section to let me know who you are. I'm going to give you a shout out there. I'm going to give you a response in the comments if you give me a real one. Really appreciate everyone that does this and makes it to the end of the video, man. All right, that's going to be, I promise, this is it for today's video. I will see you guys later. Peace. All right. Who's this handsome fella there, Chugs?
It's the Browns' new mascot.
Oh, is this real?
This is the Browns' new mascot for the 2023 NFL season. How are we feeling?
I think it's terrible. No. So this is the AI created mascot. So somebody did AI creations for all 32 NFL teams on their mascots. That was the Cleveland Browns mascot. And I just think it perfectly encapsulates Browns culture, the fandom, the overbite, the small glasses, the orange afro, the Cheeto hands, the Baker Mayfield jersey. Oh my God. So what's this guy's name here, Chugs? What should we? I think we're naming this guy Happy. For happy endings, because Deshaun Watson is the Browns quarterback.
That sounds about right.
That's about right. We're naming this guy Happy for Deshaun Watson. Then we've got the Bengals. And Chugs made the comment to me before the show here that it looks like we just got transported into an episode of Barney with this.
This is like a Barney acid trip.
Yes. And I put on Twitter yesterday that I'm naming this guy Dale because he's got a luscious V of hair.
Going from his chest.
Going from his chest pubes down to his ball fro. And Nancy says to herself, oh my God, I've had the young calf, I've had the old bull. Now I want the young calf. And we're not going to say that last part, but that one's weird, man. It looks like a Borat kind of swimsuit. You know, the one that comes across, the neon green. So, yeah, the Bengals one is bad, too. The Ravens one is just kind of bland.
This is a big raven.
It's just a big bird. Like, there's nothing unique about it. There's nothing that's particularly bad about it. It's just, other than it's a raven and they're rat birds. But take a look at the Steelers one now. I don't know where in the hell the AI got the idea to pull out this nightmare fuel. He's got rubber boots on. In a superhero costume, and it's a duck face. Like what did this guy put in the Steelers section that made this AI think, yeah, that's Pittsburgh right there. Let's get a cute duck with rubber boots. The only thing they got right was the color scheme.
Dominic said, I saw it and thought pierogi.
What's pierogi?
You don't know what a pierogi is?
Why do I not know what a pierogi is? That's like you not knowing what a walleye is.
No. Pierogi way more popular than walleye. They actually have pierogi all over the United States.
Is it a fish? I'm guessing it's a fish.
Are you serious?
Dude, I don't know what it is.
A pierogi is
It's like a butt chug.
Two things Sperry does not know what they are.
Butt chugs?
A
Pierogies.
Pierogi, think of it almost like a dumpling, but it's like an Eastern European dumpling that's filled with like potatoes and cheese instead of meat. And it's like
it's just cheese and potatoes?
Yeah, and it's usually served in like a butter sauce, like a garlic butter sauce.
That sounds
really good.
You're going to have me
That's
over
the
for
best
some
way
pierogies.
I can describe it. That's not exactly what it is, but that's the gist of it. It's like, imagine like the Asian dumplings, but instead of like meat or whatever is inside of them, it's more like a potato filling.
Okay. You're going to have me over for some pierogies here pretty soon here, Chugsy.
So I don't usually cook them. The only time I've had them that are really good, which My fiance's not watching, so it's good. My my high school ex, her mom used to make them homemade, so freaking good.
Really?
She'd cook them in a garlic butter sauce, and we would eat it with a side of sour cream. Which sounds weird, but like then you're like, oh, baked potato.
Yeah,
some
right.
Sour
cream. Right.
I'd dip it in the sour cream, eat it. It was like pillows of like little like almost like potato-y goodness.
Oh my goodness.
They were really good.
That sounds good, man. You're gonna have to come over to my place for tater tot hot dish. I'm going to your place for some pierogies. All right.
Not my place. I don't know how to cook.
So you guys have seen all 4 of these AI-created mascots. Vote for us in the comments section. Which one is the worst? I don't think the Steelers one is the worst.
It might be.
I think our boss Brett, he commented that it looks like a giant used condom.
Oh,
and, you can kind of see that with the neck, the neck thing and everything.
Uh-huh.
You can kind of see it.
That's a Magnum.
That's a Magnum because we all know Steelers fans wear Magnums, all right? Browns fans, well, they can't find anything that fits, as can be seen by the incel that is their new mascot.
It does look like an incel.
It really does. It looks like my stepbrother. If I'm being honest with you, I really hope my stepmom's not watching this.
Oh my God.
A little bit. Anyway, so vote for us in the comment section. Right now I'm seeing a bunch of Clevelands in there. Oh, which one's the worst, guys? Daft Cannon says hot dish ? We're not even gonna open that can of worms today, Daft Cannon. All right, we're about to get into this Steelers Talk mailbag. Use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get your question on today's show. Pretty good chance that you could probably get a question on today. Only 70 people watching right now, so if you want to get a question on, hashtag Steelers, Super Chat. We actually have a couple Super Chats here, actually. Do we want to go over those now, or do we just want to?
I do want to hit one of Not Webb's World.
All right. Not Webb's World has been today's MVP. This is what he has to say. What's a better nickname for Omar Khan, the con artist or Shao Kahn? Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn.
Shao.
Have you ever played Mortal Kombat?
Oh, no, that's why.
It's
Shao Kahn?
like the grand boss in Mortal Kombat.
I think I like the con artist. Like, I think the con artist has officially been dubbed his nickname now. I mean, even Mike Tomlin has commented on it. Mike Tomlin said it's a cool-ass nickname.
Finish him!
I need to play Mortal Kombat, man. I've actually never played that.
You've never played Mortal Kombat.
I love playing video games, so I've never played Mortal Kombat. I need to play that. All right, guys, we're going to get into this Steelers Talk mailbag. Did we get enough questions here?
Let me check.
Yeah, because we had that little mix-up at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's on me.
Bad on Chugs. All right, so we got 66 people watching. 72 people have liked the video. Once we get to 100, if we get to 100 here, Chugs will put on the Terry Bradshaw bald cap. Help out the channel here. If you are a real one, make sure to click that like button.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're good, but continue to get your questions in using hashtag Steelers.
Yep. Okay. We are ready to go here from Dallas, Texas. Let's get into the Steelers Talk mailbag right now.
Wait, that's not you.
Oh, yeah. Mitchell Renz. Oh, he had Mitchell Renz loaded up. This ain't Raiders. This is Steelers. All right, we ready?
All right, I think we're ready. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's get into the Steelers Talk mailbag right now. What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. On today's show, I'm going to be answering your questions on this week's live mailbag. We are recording this on Wednesday during our live show, and if you're watching this and it's not Wednesday, that means you're not watching it during the live show, but that's okay. We have this awesome feature here on YouTube. It's called Super Thanks. And if you want to get a question on next week's Steelers Talk live show, you can send in any dollar amount, and we will get your question on next week's show. So here's what happens, man. You can donate out of live shows, which is a really cool function that YouTube has added. All you got to do is click that thanks icon. It's that heart with the money sign there. We appreciate all of your support. If you're watching this, it's not the Steelers Talk live show, and you want to get a question on next week, go ahead and get that super thanks in now. And every single super thanks that gets submitted, I'm going to give a shout out no matter what. Here are the last 5 people to give a super thanks. Thanks to Tom Smith, Wilbert Matthews, Gurr, Jinlock, and Nicholas Harmon. I really do appreciate you guys, everybody that sends in super thanks. And without further ado, let's get into this week's questions. First one comes from Not Webb's World, friend of the show here, who says, who is your biggest draft day overdraft? For me, it's between Gibbs and Emmanuel Forbes. And who's your biggest draft day slide? Minus Darnell, Dontravius Washington, or Brian Branch. Wanted to be, I don't know what it says there at the end. I wanted to be a Yinzer. Okay. Yeah, Brian Branch to be Yinzer. So the biggest overdraft to me, it's not even close, Jahmyr Gibbs. I like Jahmyr Gibbs, okay? I think he's going to be a really good player in the National Football League. But he was a second-round guy. I mean, the only round 1 grade that I had on a running back this year was Bijan Robinson. And apparently, the Detroit Lions were willing to take Gibbs over Bijan at number 6 overall if they didn't trade down. I mean, to me, that's absolute lunacy. I don't know what the Lions were doing. They were taking like non-premium players at different positions. It was definitely weird for the Lions this year, in my opinion. But then the biggest slide might be Joey Porter Jr. I'm not even going to lie. On day 1, I was sitting there after we got done with the Steelers video on Broderick Jones draft night. I was sitting there in front of the TV like, oh my gosh, we need to trade up for Joey Porter. He's going to go here pretty soon. The Steelers need to go get him. And he just kept not getting picked. And then he ends up at number 32, and I'm saying hallelujah, man. So that's who my biggest draft slide and biggest overdraft is for me now, Webb's World. Then we got another $10 super chat here from DJV, who says, your opinion, who is going to have the most immediate impact out of the draft? Who is your favorite pick of the draft? Thanks for doing what you guys do. Appreciate you, DJV. You are a real one. So I think the most immediate impact coming out of the draft this year, it's going to be between Joey Porter Jr. and Darnell Washington to me. It depends on the health of Darnell Washington. Joey Porter Jr., already a very physical corner. I think he has a very translatable game to the NFL from day 1. The only reason why I don't say Broderick Jones is because he still has a little ways to go with his hand placement, with his balance, and his pass sets. I think he's going to be a really good left tackle in the league. I think he's going to be effective next year, particularly in run blocking. But he still has a little ways to go in pass protection, whereas I think Joey Porter Jr. and Darnell Washington are ready to be really, really great contributors for the Steelers right now. Next question coming from Dill Pickle, who says, are you concerned about the health of Darnell Washington and Cory Trice? Seems like those injuries scared most teams off. So when it comes to Darnell Washington, I saw him run. I saw him do drills at the combine. I'm not worried about him, man. This guy was a fantastic tester at Indianapolis. I know some teams, if their doctor flags anything, they're going to be like, we're not taking him. We're putting him down a couple of different grades here, a couple of round grades. Didn't seem that way for the Steelers. He's going to be a Steeler coming up next year. I think he's a really strong individual. He is big. He is really fast. He needs to work on the receiving skills a little bit, but he's got that physical upside to be a premier pass catcher as well. I'm really excited about his future. I'm not worried about him. And then when it comes to Cory Trice, I'm a little bit more worried about the medical aspect of it because he fell so far. But, man, you're taking him in round 7. If you can get a potential starter in round 7, I mean, that's worth the risk to me, man. There's like nobody with that kind of potential still there at the end of day 3. And Cory Trice was there, and they took their shot here. Now, could it end up being that, his injury just ends up just completely derailing his career? Yes, but at the end of the day, most 7th-round picks don't turn into anything. So the fact that the Steelers got somebody that could be a real contributor and go on the other side of Joey Porter Jr., if you got Joey Porter Jr. and Cory Trice on either side of the defense, you could really bully some teams around. It's not going to be easy for opposing offenses if those two guys work out. So are you worried about the Darnell Washington knee injury? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Type W if you are worried, or type G see if it's all good. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break here, just the way YouTube works, guys, go ahead, go into the comment section, find that pinned comment. It's going to be right there at the top. Go ahead and answer today's question. Next question comes from Sid P, who says, can we go to Home Depot's parking lot and get a better OC than the hack we have now? This is going to be one of the big things, one of the big X factors for the Steelers coming into 2023. We have the roster. They have everything in place to be a winner this year. Will they have the coaching? Will they have the scheme? Because the AFC North is going to be incredibly, incredibly competitive next year. You got the Cincinnati Bengals. We all know how dangerous they can be with Joe Burrow. You got Lamar Jackson, who, the Steelers do pretty well against Lamar and the Ravens. But, against other teams, the Ravens are just super, super dangerous, especially with Lamar in the lineup. And then the Browns, who knows how Deshaun Watson's going to play next year? He had an off year last year. Will he get back to superstar level form? I'm not too sure, but there's certainly that possibility. The Steelers need to be on their A game, and something as simple as having an offensive coordinator that doesn't know what he's doing could derail the season and could land the Steelers in last place. That's my biggest fear, but overall, I'm staying positive. I think they have the pieces in place. I'm hoping Matt Canada figures it out. Then we got a question from Dominic Schrader here, who says Claypool drafted Pickens, and then Highsmith drafted Herbig, mini TJ, just saying. So this is interesting. So he's saying that Pickens essentially replaced Claypool, and then Herbig is replacing Highsmith. I don't think that's the case. So Herbig's not a mini TJ, in my opinion. I think that in order to be TJ Watt, you need to have the kind of size and power that he brings to the table. So, if you're a mini TJ, you're no TJ, is what I say. I like Herbig. I think he's going to be a really good rotational edge rusher for you moving into the future. And Alex Highsmith is a really, really good player as well, going alongside TJ Watt. But let's be clear here. Very few people are on the caliber of TJ Watt. That's just the way it is. So I'm cautious about comparing players to him because he's that level special. I think Herbig will be a good edge rusher for you right away with the potential to move to inside linebacker, a really good blitzer, somebody that has some upside there in pass protection as well. Did a pretty good job of that with his time with the Badgers. I'm really excited to see what Nick Herbig can do with the black and gold. All right, guys, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to join the most interactive community of Yinzers here on YouTube. We've been growing like crazy, over 1,000 subscribers since the start of the 2023 NFL Draft. You guys have been absolutely wonderful in that regard. Trust me, that's for a reason. We provide daily and free Steelers videos here on YouTube. So if you want access to that kind of content, you want a place to talk Steelers with your fellow Yinzers, go ahead, click that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you always know when we put out new videos here on YouTube. Next question comes from Nat Webbsworld again here, who says, if Jones pans out, does Dan move to second string left tackle or right tackle, or does he move on from Pittsburgh? So I think he'll eventually move on from Pittsburgh, but the Steelers are probably going to keep him on his current contract as a swing tackle until that contract expires. I think Dan Moore Jr. can play on the left side. He can play on the right side. That's a very, very valuable trait to have as an offensive tackle. I trust him more at left tackle, maybe a little bit more than I do at right tackle, particularly in a run or in a power run scheme, because you really need a powerful run blocker at right tackle. In a power run scheme. But overall, I think he's a really good second string, like swing tackle type that's going to be with the Steelers until his contract is over. And who knows, maybe someone will bite and give the Steelers a third-round pick for him. Then you got Strict Fit here coming in saying, hey, after scheduled comes out, let's pick a game and do a meetup in Pittsburgh. So the schedule comes out May 11th. And so we're going to be doing Steelers watch parties here on the channel when the season comes. So I won't be able to make it to Pittsburgh, but you guys can certainly organize, do whatever you want to do, follow each other on Twitter, on Facebook. That's perfectly cool. I might try to make it to Pittsburgh for a preseason game. That would be really, really fun, and we could do a little meetup there. But that'll have to be something that gets ironed out here over the next couple of months. Then we got Steelers Sam saying, if the Steelers don't make the playoffs next season, can you guarantee that Matt Canada will be fired? Maybe not 100% guaranteed because it's the Steelers. You never really know what Mike Tomlin's thinking. We all thought he was going to get fired at the end of this year. He didn't. He's still with the team. Another 9-8 season. maybe he comes back if it's 10 wins and they miss the playoffs in a loaded AFC. Maybe he's back, but I think for the most part, with this roster that's ready to go, primed, the defense is going to be great. The offense has the talent. If you're not making the playoffs, at least as a wild card with this roster, I think Matt Canada has to go. So let me know right now in the comments section. Will the Steelers make the playoffs with Matt Canada as the offensive coordinator next season? Type Y if you think they will make the playoffs, or type N if you think Matt Canada will keep them out. Can't wait to see what you guys have to say about this one, because I know people are really digging the Steelers roster right now, but at the same time, they're not really liking Matt Canada. So I'm very interested to see who takes shape or who takes priority there in the comments section. Then we got another question here from and he says, have y'all looked at the linebacker from Pitt, Tyler Wiltz? We invited to rookie minicamp. Seems like a really good coverage linebacker. I haven't been able to dive into his film yet, actually. I only look at a certain amount of players every single draft. Wiltz was not on my list. I love Servocia Dennis coming out of Pitt this year. He is absolutely fantastic. I think he's a really smart player. I think he went to the Jets. Not too sure about that one there, but I think he's going to be a good pro. As for Tyler Wiltz, obviously the Steelers know him. He was in the building with the Pitt Panthers, working in the same building as the Steelers coaching staff. They know those players. They definitely have a feeling that Wiltz could compete. It's going to be interesting to see how he does in rookie minicamp. Then we got Daft Cannon here coming in saying thoughts on AB maybe going to the Ratbirds. He's not going to the Ratbirds. Oh my goodness, man. The headlines when that happened. Oh, apparently Antonio Brown's going to the Ravens. I cannot believe some of these people took that cheese. I saw that and I immediately knew this guy's a clown. This guy's not going anywhere. No one's going to take that guy back into the NFL. There's no way. And all the stuff with his Arena League team now, everything is just kind of crumbling for Antonio Brown. I hope he gets the mental health help that he obviously needs right now. Then you got one from Timothy Rogers here that says, give Najee Harris an extension after this year. Maybe. I think it depends on how he does. I think that he needs to have that season, that breakout kind of year that we have been waiting for from him, because he hasn't had that yet. He's dealt with injuries. He's dealt with bad offensive line play. This is finally the year where, he's a mature NFL veteran. He's a team captain. He's not dealing with injuries, and he has a good offensive line in front of him. This has to be the year for Najee Harris. If he performs, go ahead, give him an extension if it's not too crazy in the financial department. But, man, I really think that in this power run game, with how big he is, with how athletic he is, I think he's going to really be able to run some people over and really establish the Steelers as a force to be reckoned with in the run game. Then you got Derek Tompkins here coming in saying, is George Pickens the best wide receiver in the division besides Chase? No, I don't think. I think T. Higgins still has Pickens beat by just a little bit. It's not much. I think Higgins' route running is still just a little bit better than George. I think George is I think he's pretty darn good. I think he's a little bit of an underrated route runner. George Pickens is. I think he's got some great burst off the line. Matt Canada didn't really use him in anything other than running him on streaks last year. Like, it was a very, very limited route tree for George Pickens last year. I think they're going to expand that going into 2023. He's one of the best 50-50 ball receivers in the league. I think he's a good route runner. He's got great hands. I can't wait to see what George Pickens does this year. But overall, I'd probably put him, right now it's a debate between him and Deontay Johnson. If I'm being frank with you, I think that's probably the closer comparison. I think the Bengals receivers are just on a little bit of a higher level there, but I think the Steelers roster overall is better. All right, that's going to be it for today's mailbag. Follow me on Twitter if you want additional Steelers content here on or there on Twitter. At Jack_Sperry is my handle. You can go there for channel announcements, Steelers rumors, analysis. I put my film analysis up there. Bunch of great stuff for you guys to enjoy. So go follow me at Jack_Sperry. That's going to be it for today's video of Steelers Talk. I will see you guys later. And as always, here we go, Steelers. All right, Jeremy Chuggs.
We actually have another super chat from Not
Dude,
Webb's
Not
World.
Webb's World is carrying it today. Appreciate you, Not Webb's World. True friend of the show here says, way too early draft targets next year. Dude, I just got done with the 2023 class. Over the last couple of months, Chuggs and I, we work here at Chat Sports from about 9:30 until about 6 p.m. every day. And then after that, for about 3 months, I would go home and I would watch film on these college prospects so I was prepared for the draft. I am exhausted from film study. I'm taking at least a couple weeks break. And, I can't wait to get into I've already watched film on Caleb Williams. I already know he's going to be my number one guy next year. He's probably going to be the highest graded quarterback I have ever evaluated. That beats out Trevor Lawrence. Name a player over the last couple of years, he's going to beat them. He is so freaking
Peyton
special.
Manning.
Well, I wasn't around back then. I said recent.
Oh, okay.
Mother effer.
Andrew Luck.
That's not recent. That's over a decade ago. I was like in third grade.
Really?
Imagine me, a third grade Jack Sperry, just like watching film, taking notes.
Sperry.
I was still talking with a wisp back in third grade, baby.
Here we go, Steelers.
Here we go. No, man, but
Strict Fit, get Marvin Harrison Jr. Early number one wide receiver, and it's not even close for next year.
I don't want to be in a position to draft Marvin Harrison next
He's
year.
going top 5.
So here's the thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing yes. He is special. But every year there are those prospects where we're like, oh, man, that guy's going top 5. This guy is an elite prospect. And it just doesn't happen sometimes. I mean, just look at Andre Carter II this year. He wasn't considered top 5. He was considered a first-round pick a couple months back. And then he tests awful during the combine. He he barely trains at all for this process because he's in the military. And teams are just like,
No,
we're not going to draft
No!
you. No!
You're not getting drafted. No!
No cheese pizza. No!
Zach Shabanamana!
Shout out to our Ravens host, Tyler Jones there. If you've heard his voice, you get it. Anyway, man. So the other part of that, not Webb's World Super Chat, was AB has brain damage caused by Perfect. I just think that it's an accumulation of hits that he had. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just the perfect hit was a big one. Don't get me wrong. But like, he had behavior issues at Central Michigan before he came into the league, and Mike Tomlin kind of reined it in for as long as he could.
He should go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame just for that.
Yeah, getting how many years of productive play out of Antonio Brown and not having him completely fly off the handle.
That should be.
That's incredible.
He should win.
That's awesome.
He should get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and win a Nobel Peace Prize for his actions with Antonio Brown.
Same ceremony.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, screw the guy that makes Israel and Palestine like come to peace. Mike Tomlin deserves that peace prize, man.
Hey, if Mike Tomlin was overseas, maybe he'd figure that out. I'm not saying he would. I'm not saying he wouldn't.
It's not a bad point. I think Mike Tomlin would be an excellent negotiator.
Get Mike Tomlin over to the Gaza Strip now.
Yes. Yes. Dude, I'm telling you, Mike Tomlin, he just got that charisma.
Yo said, I'm from Central Michigan. LOL. AB used to be wild.
Yes.
Used to be.
He still is.
He still is wild. He's
like pulling out his butt cheeks on like 50-year-old ladies in Dubai. and somehow this guy thinks that it's okay to do that.
Don't even get him started.
He posted on his own Twitter.
Don't even get me started about him in a jacuzzi.
I'm not getting in a jacuzzi with Antonio Brown ever. I don't care how much
Top
you pay
5
me.
people I wouldn't get into a jacuzzi with. Antonio Brown, he's on that list.
Who else is on that list? Before we go here, we're gonna get going here soon. Who else is on that list? Probably. Who's that mom that killed?
It probably
her kid?
goes.
Casey Anthony. Not getting into a hot tub with her. No
Matthew
way.
Peterson.
Why? Yeah, Browns fans in general. That's number 3.
No. Not Webb's World. Tomlin would end the Russia versus Ukraine war.
He would. He would get Russia to completely take away all of their nuclear weapons.
And send a I'm sorry.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, yes. By the end of Mike Tomlin's visit, Putin himself will hand deliver a note to Joe Biden's desk in Washington, D.C., hand him a note, and it's just going to say, I'm sorry on it.
I am 12.
I am 12. Oh, man. All right, if you are a real one, identify yourselves in the comment section here. 64 of you guys are still here. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead and do that. Subscribe to the channel for even more Steelers Live shows every single week. We have them on Wednesdays. Appreciate everybody, man, for stopping by. That's your checklist here if you are a real one. If you haven't done one of those things yet, make sure you do that. All right, man. It's been a fun show. Lots of laughs. Some good stuff. Got some cuts done. It's been a good week, man. Steelers, man, we are killing it here on Steelers Talk. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's show. For me and Jeremy Chuggs, we will see you guys later.